We talk a lot about Rory McIlroy on this program. He's a fun person to talk about. He's a fun person to listen to talk. And he's a guy that we want so much from. And when you think about Rory McIlroy and what he's able to do on the golf course, looking ahead into 2022, what, in your opinion, D, is a successful Rory McIlroy season? What does Rory have to do out there on the golf course to have some Damon Hack praise come November?
He has to do something major, and that means win a major championship. 26 starts since his last major victory at the end of 2014. And I know that's an incredibly high standard to hold for anybody in this game outside of peak Tiger Woods. But Rory McIlroy has shown us what he can do when he's right. And he's all these kind of life-changing moments for him, becoming a father. He's had some equipment changes, new cat. I mean, he's had some turbulence along with the incredible success. He's had some moments where he's had to look in the mirror and kind of sought more distance and looked at a different coach and finally is saying, I know who I am and it's good enough. Well, if that is the case, he has to do something major. Someone who's won 4 of them, 2 of them by 8. It's time for the 32-year-old McIlroy.
If not now, when is the question, right? I mean, we sit here and talk about it. We joke off air sometimes about Rory McIlroy and the major championships, and the question has been brought up at times between you and I, is Rory going to win another major championship? Yeah. And you heard Rory talk at the end of the season about everything else he'd won, and it's a very good point to be brought up. He's won FedEx Cups. He's won Players' Championships. He's won big events. It just hasn't been the major championships. The thing for Rory, though, is that's how we kind of gauge these all-time greats.
Yeah.
I mean, Rory is in the major conversation every time because Rory is so good. That's what we're thinking about. Rory had to win a Players. He has to win a FedEx Cup. Those things he's checked off. But he's got to win more major championships to kind of be up there with the elite of the elite of the elite. To me, a successful 2022 for Rory McIlroy is green. Because we know what major Rory still needs.
Not dollar bills, y'all.
No, green as in the jacket that you put on Sunday. They put it on your shoulders, and hopefully Hideki's the guy putting it on. I mean, Rory has played so well at Augusta. He understands what he has to do. We've talked about this every year. I mean, we talk about Rory at the Masters as we fast approach to Augusta National. He knows this is the one he wants to win. Yeah. But, I mean, the general public is judging Rory on Augusta each year, and that's kind of it. I agree with you on the majors, but for Rory, you can miss the cut in every major for the rest of your career if you win one green jacket.
100%.
And that's all that he needs.
And I don't disagree with you. I think that's a huge moment for him. I just think any major will do.
At this point, any major.
Considering the 26 starts that he's had without one, he's had 13 top 10s. It's not like he's been asleep through all of this period. He's had some incredible close calls, chances to win. Final group with a Patrick Reed, for example, in contention, in the picture at Carnoustie. I mean, he has been there in the mix. He's been there at Augusta. Had a horrible Saturday alongside Jordan Spieth a few years ago. I mean, he's had some opportunities. I just think for someone as talented, someone in, the way that Tiger looked at Jack's marks, this is the way that Rory looked at Tiger's marks and wants to be the greatest European Tour golfer of all time. Some may say he's close, but you got to get 5 or 6 or 7 majors. You got to at least get to Seve with 5. You got to possibly get to Nick Faldo with 6. But that major championship clock has to start again at some point.
Anywhere. And you're right. You're right. I mean, if he wins any major championship in 2022, it'll be a success because 100%. He has finally won another. And we've been waiting for a long time for Rory to win a major championship. I want Rory to get curlier in 2022. And by that, I mean, I want him to feel younger. You remember the curly hair from Rory McIlroy when he was out there, and he played like a guy that believed he was the best player in the field. Now, I'm not saying Rory doesn't believe he's the most talented player in golf right now, but Rory has been open about everything. And that's one of the reasons we love Rory McIlroy, is he's honest and open to the media about how he's thinking and how he's feeling. There's a young Rory McIlroy in there somewhere that just goes out there and beats the field. There's a young Rory McIlroy internally, and there's somewhere that understands I'm the baddest dude on the planet. We watch Rory swing, and we're always amazed at it. We watch Rory hit 3 woods and 5 woods and close out golf tournaments, and we're mesmerized by the guy and the golf swing. But Rory reminds us a lot that there's a lot more that goes into winning golf tournaments than just having the beautiful swing. And somehow, if Rory can just get a little younger mentally and push out everything that comes with age, because we do it as people, we do it as parents, we do it as partners. Things get a little more complicated as you get older, and there's no doubt that that's part of Rory and his profession right now. But my goodness, I'd love to see Rory play young golf again.
I think you're right, and the fact that he is so tantalizingly close to completing the career Grand Slam, but the one that he has to get is at Augusta National. And with all the incredible history that he has there, including the first time he had a chance to win a green jacket back in 2011, and all the ghosts that are around Augusta National, and the great moments and the heartbreak, that for him to take that leap from being one of the top 15 players of all time, a green jacket, where would that put him? It takes him to a completely another level. You're one of the top 7, maybe top 5, perhaps, as a career Grand Slam winner, and you completed at Augusta National, which no one has ever done. I mean, yeah, it's one more tournament, but man, what a tournament it is that you have to win.
And
I got the green.
Use that pin. Did you bring that out just for this?
You said
you knew what I was going to say.
I knew what you were going to say. I got the green pin. Rory, I know you're in Abu Dhabi, but this is it. This is what Shane Bacon says for you to have a successful year. Not just something major, something green.
It would be really, really special if Rory won a green jacket. Rory's going to have to channel his inner Phil Mickelson, his inner Sergio Garcia, and somehow find a way to kind of exercise those Augusta demons, because it's hard to do. It's hard to win this golf tournament. Out of all the golf tournaments, it's so hard to win at Augusta National when that golf course and the tournament has beaten you down. I mean, when you think about Rory McIlroy and the Masters, it's typically not a lot of positive things we bring up, considering how often he's been in the hunt. You mentioned Jordan Spieth. He shoots 77 in the third round and doesn't make a birdie. You mentioned Patrick Reed. He's going back and forth with Patrick Reed. He flags it on the second, misses that eagle putt, and that was kind of it for Rory. Outside of those first 3 days in 2011, there's not a lot of real positive experiences for Rory at Augusta. He only needs 4 days. He needs 4 positive days, and he'll never have to talk about it again.
Love that you mentioned Phil and Sergio. Sometimes players have to hit the nadir. For Phil, it was, I'm never going to change my style. Early 2000s, he's telling the media, I'm never going to change. I'm going to be more Arnold Palmer, not Jack Nicklaus. I'm going to attack every pin. Of course, he ultimately did change and throttle back and won a green jacket. And then look at Sergio. I'm only built to finish second. I'm never going to win a major. He almost gives up, hits rock bottom, and then wins a major championship. Has Rory hit rock bottom already? Maybe he's already had his kind of fits of peak and moments of anger. Maybe the torn shirt will be the moment that was a turnaround, and he gets another major in 2022.
I think something that we in the media and fans in general about sport hope for is that we see it again. We want to see the prime again. And I don't know if Rory's prime's gone, but he's so young, D. I mean, this is such a young player that if he wins one major championship in 2022, who's to say he doesn't win 5 more, right? Or 6 more majors? I think he's just waiting for that moment as well. He's got to catch fire for 4 days, for 1 week out of the 4 weeks that majors are played. But if he does that, I do think 2023 will be a completely different conversation surrounding one of our favorite players to talk about.